Dear students, in previous lectures we have studied about types of the research. Some type of research were studied into the previous lecture and some types of studies the remaining part of the studies we are going to do in this particular lecture. So first we will start with the qualitative research. From the name itself it is very good that it is a quality oriented qualitative research, and it enables us to understand the comprehensive details of the problem. Right? What exactly things are there? Right? Based on the quality, works on non-numeric data. It is not concerned about that how many people are going to be affected with something, right? It is more affected relatively how much basically the severity can be done, right? Open-ended questions are prepared for the data collection. Right? We just want to know something about you from there. How do you come to know about COVID-19? There are a lot of things are there. You may have to know something about your friends from newspapers, from media, from internet. Which source has impacted you the most? That is the question of the qualitative research. It is an open-ended question. There might be any source, right, which has convinced you about yes, the COVID-19 is a deadly disease, and like that. Then next we go for the quantitative research. Quantitative research is totally based on the numerical data, and it is most widely used research into the social sciences, conducted on very large population. And we just nowadays this type of the research is also very common to know about, right? Whenever we just want to go for the statistical analysis of anything, we are looking for this exit polls, results and all the things here, the opinions. These all come under the quantitative research. Quantitative research is associated with the quantity, extent, how much extent exactly it is going to be, whatever the its impact will be, and the aspect measurements, what aspects are going to be associated with it, or what aspects are going to affect your current situation or the research. What are the techniques we use for the quantitative research are statistical methods, mathematical models, and the computational techniques. Right? These all things we shall explore into our upcoming lectures later on. So these are the things which are studied to be in detail. And another research is the translational research. Usually it is also known as the interdisciplinary research. Translation research is the phenomena to research a particular problem. It is widely used in medical science, biotechnology, etc. As I explained, it is also known as the interdisciplinary research. It is usually interdisciplinary in nature. It can be used anywhere across life science, physical science, social science, management, and humanities. Nowadays, when we talk about the research, the big data research itself is a very wide scope and an emerging technique for the research to find out the facts behind the story. Then the translation research, the big data analytics, which is basically the core of the computer science fabrics, and the management people are widely using it with languages R, Python, and any other tool like Hadoops and all these things are there. So what are the things we develop a model, and the computer science people develop a model for the analytics. The management people they give the knowledge about the variables to the computer science model people to develop the model for them, right? Because without understanding the variables, no one can develop a model, right? And without having the technical knowledge about the big data techniques, no can analyze the things, right? Therefore, the management and the computer science itself has a very wide scope of the interdisciplinary research area. Similarly, there are lots of scopes about the psychologists, social sciences with the computer science, right? Your marketing people are there, your finances there, commerce people, basically the banking sector, your insurance sector, they all are using the translation research on the very higher side. Even you must have seen whenever we go for asking a loan to a bank, the bank first go for an analysis of your profile based on the various aspects, right? So that is also a good example of the translation research. Then the next is yours is the longitudinal research. Longitudinal research, in this particular research, at the same time data is collected from the multiple points, right? Suppose about the COVID situations, if we want to go for the longitudinal research, we can collect the data from Haryana, we can collect the data from Delhi, we can collect the data from Maharashtra, right? And but one thing was there is a specific group of participants are selected, right? If you want to go for the doctors of Haryana, doctors of Delhi, doctors of Maharashtra and any other state, right? Then such type of the research, this particular longitudinal research requires such type of the specific group of the participants. Okay? And participants are examined multiple times over the period, right? It is not only the once we have interacted and the answer is sufficient. Second time, because the situations are keep on changing continuously, we have to interact multiple times to all the participants, right? And there is the cross-sectional research. It is just opposite to the longitudinal research. At the longitudinal research, we were having the specific group and the multiple locations. Here it is the multiple groups and the same point, right? So in cross-sectional research, we collect the information from the various groups at the same point. We compare the collected information. Suppose we have collected the information about the inflation. We have collected the information about inflation from the service class people, from the street vendors, from the shopkeepers, right? And a lot of other categories, my dear, from the housewives, right? And then we compare the collected information, exactly what type of things are. It provides a broad picture of the study, what exactly the different people are thinking about the same problem. There is one limitation of the cross-sectional research, it may not provide the exact relationship between the different variables. Because the service class people, basically, suppose the person who is earning 1 lakh rupees per month, right? And if the rate of the potato has been increased to 10 to 12 rupees a month, that may not be matter to him. But for the labor class who is earning just a 500 rupees a day, the increase of the price of the potato from the 10 to 12 rupees may affect him, right? Such type of the things, whenever the problems are there, then we go for the research in this particular manner, then this particular research is known as the cross-sectional research. Then we next go for the conceptual research. What is widely used by the literature, persons who are going to research into the literature and it is established compared to describe hypothesis being studied, right? It is based on the inductive approach of the reasoning. No experiment is being made into the conceptual research. It is used to discover the new concept and understand existed by philosophers, thinkers, logicians and theorists. This particular research we are nowadays we are very commonly seeing on the social media. Everyone has its own theory on the different whatever the aspect is coming into it. Whether it is a COVID situation, whether it is Mehul Choksi is coming or not, right? Whether the vaccination should be free or not, whether the states, everyone has its own opinion, right? On depends on its own philosophy, right? There is no exactly established facts are already available, which are right? Whatever the things is there, yes. Whatever the established fact is there, Mehul Choksi has not yet came to India. COVID is really a situation. Vaccination is going to be happen whether it is the free for the states or not, and lot of things are there, right? So such type of the things which are basically on the opinion based, you can say that is known as the conceptual research. Then next we go for the empirical research. Empirical research is also known as the experimental research. It is totally depends on the observations and experiments. It uses a deductive approach of the reasoning. The researcher focuses on gathering information about the facts and sources and investigating the existing knowledge. Just like if you go for an example of the empirical research, it is very general. Nowadays people are very much health conscious. My belly is fat, right? To such type of the research we can go for that, right? Okay, you are fat, you try to consume something which reduces fat. So you just stop consuming the oily things, right? You don't eat wheat. Instead of the wheat, you just go for the another millets and all the things are there. Such type of the suggestions come and what we do, we apply on this thing after some times of the 15 days or 1 month, whatever the time period is there according to that philosophy. Alright, whether the weight has come down, whether the size of the belly has been reduced or not, such type of the things can be, research is known as the empirical research, it's totally experimental based. Thank you very much. You are welcome to ask your question into the discussion form, and as and when the quiz will be appear, you are requested to submit that within the deadline. Right. Thank you.